buckle up. It turns out that Ryan Edwards might actually have to go and pull Maci and Bentley into his divorce with Mackenzie Standifer. I'm shook, you guys. And I really hope that, listen, if Maci wants to get involved in this, okay, but leave Benny out of it, damn it. So the story goes as follows. And shout out to the U.S. Sun for this scoop, because it is a massive, massive scoop, okay? They're reporting that if the divorce between Ryan Edwards and Mackenzie Standifer proceeds to trial, Ryan is prepared to call up his baby mama Maci and their son Bentley. And they know this because they got a copy of the court papers that Ryan filed it, and in the papers, he was asked to list each person that he expects to call as witnesses and or expert witnesses at trial. Ryan listed Bentley, Ryan listed Maci, his mom, Mimi Jen, his dad, Larry, his aunt, Beth, and a representative from the cat-ass rehab that he was attending. And then when asked to provide a list of names and of any and all individuals who have any knowledge regarding any claim or defense in this action, he responded, also treating physicians, counselors for the parties, and the children. Can I be honest with you guys? That when I saw this list and the fact that you even have to call upon all these people to get divorced, listen, I'm pro-marriage. I'm pro-marriage, y'all, okay, right? But when I saw that, I said, okay, now I see why some people don't want to get married. Because can you imagine, when you break up with someone and you're just dating, it's like, I don't want to be with you anymore. You and your wig, stay out of my life, and you move on with your life. But the fact that if you want to get into a divorce, you have to call your mom, you have to call your dad, you got to call your rehab counselor, your kid, everybody to get involved in this relationship. I'm sorry, I see why people don't want to risk being put into that position. Even if you guys are pro-marriage, because again, I'm pro-marriage, right? Do you guys get it too? Like, is that kind of like, damn, like that would have me shook. I wouldn't want to call my parents for nothing like that, or like my siblings, or this, or my kid. Like, what? My crack dealer? I don't want to. I don't want, I don't want to involve all these people in my relationship. Like, it just feels so intrusive. By the way, you guys, we got a new channel member. Welcome, Dina, or should I say Deanna? It is so nice to have you as a channel member. I actually just put out a video the other day. We are recapping Caitlin and Tyler's book, Conquering Chaos, and they talk all about all their drug-addled childhood, right? All of the druggies around them and how they got together as a couple and all of that stuff as well. So there is more information to reveal in this court case. But before we get there, let's take a look at what some of y'all have to say, okay? Teresa says, imagine they called Maci to the stand in defense of Ryan and the prosecutor asked her when Ryan threatened to pew her. Great point, right? Wow. And I do hope that happens and that Mackenzie's lawyer asked that. What about that? What about when he threatened your husband, Taylor, too? What about all of that, right? And don't forget the pictures of the way he destroyed the home that Mackenzie and the kids live in. Like, and again, what? Anyway, listen, this is above me, okay? I don't know what they need all of this for, but okay, right? Houston says, not Bentley. He might get up there and tell the truth about his big bro, right? Hasn't Ryan been a deadbeat for the majority of for the majority of his life? Like, he only recently just popped up like as a father figure, right? Like, he really wasn't there for the majority of this guy's childhood. And I think that that's something that can be picked apart in court. And I agree with Kate, who's the enabler now. It is crazy to me that they're even at this point. Do you guys remember that reunion episode where Taylor was screaming? They were all at a round table kind of thing. And Taylor was screaming at Ryan's parents, like, you raised this son. He doesn't have any kind of responsibility to, he's the adult, like that sort of a thing. Do you remember that? So the fact that they've gone from there to this is absolutely insane, right? And I'm with Jaleesa. This is problematic that she is trying to take up for somebody that was a deadbeat to her son, and she knows is a deadbeat to the other kids, and is someone who destroyed a home that his children lived in or live in and everything like that. Insane. I get wanting to be on good terms with him, but to go to bat for someone like this that you know is capable of such terrible things is scary. Why would you do this, right? Allie says this might be a Ryan Edwards issue. Do they also have to get the priest that married them to stand up in the divorce? Right? Like, is this normal? Have any of you guys been divorced? Is this normal for your parents, for your kids, all those people to like take the stand and talk about like, you know, your relationship and stuff like that, like in a divorce? Because to me, I feel like this is something, I get it when it comes to child custody, but for a divorce, it feels a bit overboard. But again, I have not been divorced yet. No, I'm just joking. I've not been divorced. And so I can't really speak to it too much. And Jaleesa, I was going to go ahead and check out that podcast when I get a minute, maybe on Sunday or something like that. You know, a mess. And I agree with you too, Venetia. No wonder why Mackenzie is scared to death of Ryan, right? He is just so coddled by all of these people who know how bad. His own dad said he wouldn't spit on him if he were on fire, because at the height of his addiction, Ryan was allegedly stealing from his father to sell his tools to buy rugs, allegedly, right? And on top of that, he was going around town randomly shooting up cats, wasn't he? Like, do y'all not remember that? Like, that was, I don't get it. Why are they? I get the parents, right? Because they're stuck with him for life. That's their kid, right? But Maci, you too, girl. Wow. I'm heavily, heavily disappointed in this. And I do wonder why she is showing up here. You know, at this point, Bentley is almost an adult. He's like 16 years old, right? Going on 17. And then after that, he's out of the house and she doesn't have to co-parent with him. So to me, it feels like a little bit overkill for her to jump in the ring on his divorce. Okay. So I do have more information about this divorce. So let me go ahead and see what else that they have to say. So, her family, my family, and friends also have knowledge of our grounds for divorce. Ryan was asked in court papers to describe why he should be named the primary residential. So he wants to be the primary custodian of their children. The man who only spends about 22 days a year with the kids, who destroyed their home, is fighting to be the primary parent. So I guess this is why everybody is getting all involved, right? And the fact that Maci would be there trying to support that, you wouldn't trust him to be the primary parent for your child. So why would you try to like force that on another woman, especially knowing what you know about him? Like, that's crazy to me. It is. So in court, he is claiming that severe parental alienation is happening with the mother. Okay. And to prove this claim, he's got text messages between himself and Mackenzie, pictures of himself and the children, and audio recordings of Mackenzie as well. And he's also claiming that he wants a divorce on the grounds of an affair. He says that Mackenzie has been having an affair with a man named Josh Panter since about June of 2022. And I gotta be honest, I do remember hearing the rumblings about that. I never got deep into the weeds to know if there's any truth to those rumors or whatever, but this is not the first time that he has made that claim. So that is something that is included in his divorce document, okay? And so Mackenzie is not taking this lying down. She has responded to the US Sun about all of these filings and all of this nonsense in the divorce of it all, saying, and I quote, "I understand he may be seeking solace or justification for his past actions. However, I find it harmful and dishonest to portray himself as a victim. Ryan's focus should be on providing for and nurturing his children, both from our relationship and others. The pain he has caused our family is not forgotten. Unlike Ryan, I cannot attribute my actions to an addiction. My children and I have clear memories of the suffering we endured and continue to endure because of his choices. He needs to prioritize his responsibilities as a father and stop with the objective lies." Can I ask you guys, why do you think Ryan, who has never been the primary parent of any of the children, and he's actually on video. So I really hope that, typically reality TV footage is not going to be all that permissible in court. However, if they were to make an exception, I would love for them to pull up that clip. Do y'all remember when Mackenzie was pregnant with their first child? And what did Ryan say? Ryan said, you know what, like Mackenzie's going to handle all of this. And then, I'll start stepping up when he's like 4 or 5 or something like that, so that like we could play dirt bike or this or that. He's on camera, even with Bentley, right? Like not being involved. Maci was begging him, please be involved with your child. And he's always just been extremely uninterested. So why would somebody like this go ahead and suddenly start trying to get primary custody? Is it a money thing? Because here's the thing, he's only paying about ordered to pay about $1,500 for 2 children. To me, that is a lot cheaper than what he would be paying for the 2 children if he were the primary parent. And not to mention the amount of work that goes into being the primary parent. This feels like a very, very strange move. He has a newborn right now with his fiance, Amanda, right? And he wants to go back and pull 2 children that never really grew up with him, allegedly never grew up with him, all that active in their lives. What? Literally, what? Why? He knows that this is not in the best interest of the children, but he is doing it anyway. And I hate it. I hate that for those kids. And I know that he's got more money than Mackenzie to fight because, they listed their incomes, right? And Mackenzie's income was somewhere between $2,300 and $3,000 and something. And his income, that's per month. And his income was like at least $16,000 per month. So just based off of that, like he's got the time and the money to do this, like, waste of a fight. And this is going to hurt Mackenzie a lot, right? Because she doesn't make all that much and she's taking care of the 2 kids and she's working. And it's just, I don't like that. This feels terrible. And I hate that Maci is even involved with this at all. Ali says he doesn't want to pay child support, but his child support is so low compared to what he would be paying to actually be the primary parent of 2 children. $1,500 for 2 children versus actually having the 2 children at your house. Like, I don't know. Y'all tell me, don't kids cost more than this? Ryan doesn't want to pay child support. He's a deadbeat. That's what it's about. All of this, like stunting your children's development, because we all know that he is not actually going to, be on the floor, playing the toys, reading with them, giving them activities to stimulate their brains. None of that. All of that, you're going to disadvantage them for life by not enriching them. Just to get out of paying $1,500 a month when you make like $16,000 to $30,000 a month. That is so evil. I feel like someone like that secretly hates their own kids and doesn't want to see them succeed. That's terrible. Anyway, you guys, watch this space. Y'all know I've been keeping a very, very, very strong eye on all of this. And if there's any movement in the case, I definitely will be back to report it to you guys, okay? Lucky says it's suspicious he would want full custody. Everyone has to beg him to take care of his kids. Exactly. Maci was co-parenting with his parents, not him. So what is this? What is this? Hamlet, this reminds me of when I helped my friend escape her husband. It makes me so mad when men do this. Like, this is so cruel.